following is a production of Learfield Sports.
Tonight's Missouri Tiger men's basketball game is brought to you by Price Chopper. Welcome, everyone, to Kansas City and the Sprint Center, where tonight the Missouri Tigers take on the Hawaii Rainbow Warriors. Hello again, everyone. Chris Gerino alongside former Tiger great John Sundvald. It's great to have you with us, and so nice to be back in Kansas City. Of course, John grew up in this area, and Missouri's had great success here. The Tigers winning the last time they played on this court, taking home the Big 12 tourney title in 2012.
You know, when this Tiger team, or any Tiger team, has traveled east or west, St. Louis to Kansas City, there's a buzz. And the buzz this year, they're coming to Kansas City. This place has always been special, not just this arena, but this city, dating way back in the 1970s and the Big 8 preseason holiday tournaments. I expect there to be a good buzz tonight, and I hope this Tiger team plays well early.
Hawaii had to make a long trip to get here, but one of the players for that basketball team is familiar with the area. Former Nebraska Cornhusker Christian Standhardinger. He's become an all Big West Conference player. When
he was a freshman and sophomore, played at Nebraska, Doc Sadler thought he could be terrific by his senior year. Folks, he's a senior. He transferred all-conference last season. He is one of the main parts for this team, and he's got to be tough early matchup for the Tigers.
Meanwhile, Missouri with good guard play so far. John, Jabari Brown off a big performance the other night against Southern Illinois.
Well, they need leadership from Jabari Brown. Not only does he have to make shots, he's got to defend, but he is a jump shooter, a guy that can stretch a defense. Let's see if he can put it on the floor. We've seen it for a couple games, get to the free throw line and knock in free throws. And talk about leadership, it's the other guy, Ryan Clarkson, that has stepped in from Tulsa. 31 points last game out. Maybe not a true point guard, a combination shooting guard, point guard, a guy that can really be a true terrific leader for the rest of this season.
What a game he had. 31 points to lead Missouri to the win. The Tigers are 2-0, Hawaii 2-1. It ought to be an interesting non-conference game here tonight, back in Kansas City. The starting lineups and opening tip-off coming next. Mizzou basketball is brought to you by Price Chopper. The only thing as impressive as these hot hoops are the savings you'll score every day at Price Chopper. Shelter Insurance for your auto, home, and life. Find an agent near you at shelterinsurance.com. Bud Light, it's the sure sign of a good time. Here we go. Casey's General Stores, convenience stores, and a whole lot more. And by the Kansas City Convention and Visitor Association. Mizzou fans explore, visit KC.com to find more fun things to do after the game. Welcome back, everyone, inside the Sprint Center. The head coach of Hawaii is Gib Arnold, his fourth year on the job, a record of 54 and 45. He is a former assistant coach at USC, and his starting lineup includes a couple of talented big men, guys who both stand 6 feet 8 inches tall. You see the guards are Keith Schamberger, Garrett Nevels, and Brandon Spearno. Up front, though, Christian Standhardinger and Isaac Fotu. That's the Hawaii starting lineup. Meanwhile, Tim Fuller in his third game, filling in for Coach Frank Haith, who continues to serve that 5-game suspension. And Fuller will start his ball club this way with these first 5 players. And it's the starting 5 we've seen the first 2 times out. Clarkson off that big game against Southern Illinois in the backcourt with Brown, Ernest Ross, Jonathan Williams III, and Ryan Rosberg. Today's starting lineups brought to you by Casey's General Stores. Casey's General Stores, convenience stores, and a whole lot more. Missouri leads the all-time series with Hawaii 4-1. The last meeting came in 1995, a Tiger win in the Rainbow Classic. The Mizzou basketball tip-off is brought to you by Bud Light. It's the sure sign of a good time. Here we go.
Challenge tonight for Ryan Rosberg and Jonathan Williams III to rebound early. Rosberg had 9 rebounds against Southern Illinois, but the matchup Fotu is outstanding inside. We already mentioned Stan Hardinger and the way he plays. Now, he's more of a face-up player at times. But this Rainbow Warrior team is not a powerful team, but they're very athletic, shoot the ball extremely well, and they are happy to be on the mainland. As I was talking to Gib Arnold, the coach, before the game, they made a quick trip. How about that, a quick trip? It's not a quick trip, but they flew over. They fly back tomorrow.
Just for one game.
One game.
And they haven't played this far east on the mainland since 2008 in a regular season game.
Not unusual. This team will last year played 11 games on the mainland. They travel back and forth. He said their guys get used to sleeping on airplanes.
First 3 points of the game from Brandon Spearman. He's an interesting story, John. He missed the first 3 Hawaii games with an ankle injury. Senior from Chicago, captain on this team. He makes his presence known immediately.
And one of their top players. You mentioned out 3 games already. He knocks in his first shot, so he'll be extra active tonight.
Jonathan Williams, the third for 2.
He's only played 2 games, and this is his 3rd, but we have seen every game the additional things that he can do. He's going to have an outstanding 4 years in a Mizzou uniform.
Tigers decked out in their gold uniforms tonight for this trip to KC.
Tigers open up man-to-man defensively.
First foul of the game called against Missouri's Jordan Clarkson, and there, John Sundel, an example of what the officials are really cracking down on this season, that the perimeter defense, no hand checks.
No hand checks. You've got to let guys move. Unfortunately, the officials have to call everything, called the freedom of movement rule. You'll see a lot more zone defenses this year in college basketball. Players will get used to it at some point of keeping their hands off.
Isaac Fotu gives it out for Schamberger. Now Fotu again working on Rosberg. Fotu, a senior, had it deflected, but fellow senior Stan Hardinger puts it up and in.
That's what they want to do. Fotu outstanding. Stan Hardinger outstanding.
Clarkson in traffic, got his own miss, put it up, no good, and the ball is out of bounds. Will stay with Missouri. John, how about your keys to the game tonight for Coach Tim Fuller and the Missouri Tigers?
Well, we talked about home away from home, the energy, the buzz when you travel to Kansas City. Good crowd, but you got to get them involved early, make some stops defensively. That allows this Tiger team to get out and put some points on the offensive end.
Tonight's keys to the game from Rally House. Tiger fans win tickets to the Mizzou Blackout game against Texas A&M in football November 30th. Visit rallyhouse.com/Mizzou tickets to register for your chance to win.
Matchup zone defense now by this Hawaii team from the underneath out of bounds.
Clarkson floats up a pretty shot from 13, and Missouri within a point.
It's a tough shot. Soft, coming straight on the basket, controlled his body.
What a game he had against Southern Illinois. 31 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, no turnovers.
Yeah, 12 of 18 from the field, made it look easy.
Hawaii from the Big West Conference, 2-1, played in the Rainbow Classic, 3 games, lost its last time out against New Mexico State.
Good season a year ago, picked about 3rd, so preseason picks in the Big West.
Garrett Neville's their best shooter, had to rush that one, but he knocks it down.
What a start by this Rainbow Warrior squad.
Jet
a long
lag?
trip.
What jet lag?
Knocking in shots early. And so far, Chris, have kept this crowd quiet.
And a nice crowd is filled in here right before tip-off at the Sprint Center. Folks, so excited to have Missouri back in this building, in this town.
Now watch the move by Clarkson. When you come on against his own defense, took it right to the free throw line. Because of his size at 6'5", he went up and over. And Neville on the other end knocks in another shot. They are on a roll so far.
Jordan Clarkson and the Tigers with the basketball now. 3 minutes gone by. Glad you're with us tonight. Mizzou and Hawaii, and Clarkson all the way to the bucket.
Well, good move by Clarkson. Went right by everybody. No help defense by this Hawaii team, laid it in.
But John, Clarkson on the way back picks up another quick foul, it appears.
Technical foul.
Technical foul.
Well, let's take a look.
That is his second personal
Lays it
foul.
in.
And Tigers' second team foul.
Might have said something.
Well, he definitely said something.
Yeah.
He wondered if it was directed to a player or just firing himself up. But nonetheless, it's a technical and his second personal as well.
And he's really kind of a quiet player.
In general, he's a quiet guy, it
And
seems.
they would like, the Missouri coaching staff would like maybe him to be a little more vocal, and I think he'll get that as you build in the season. He definitely was saying something, and whether it was to himself or to his opponent. Frustrated. Went right by, an easy layup. There you go. That's an easy one for the official.
It was rather animated and apparently towards an opponent. So Jordan Clarkson, 4 of Missouri's first 6 points, but 2 quick fouls, and he takes an early seat as Hawaii cans a free throw. Wesley Clark, the freshman from Detroit, into the ball game to replace Clarkson as the Tigers down 3 early here. Hawaii with the ball. Schamberger with it. He's an interesting fellow. Transfer from San Jose State. And this is Fotu. He's got some range. Missed that one, though. And a foul. Stan Hardinger over the back of Jonathan Williams.
That foul's on Rainbow Warriors number 34.
Coaching staff at Hawaii really like Fotu. Only a sophomore. They think he's got a chance to really, really be a good player.
Was the MVP
He can shoot
of
it.
the Rainbow
He
Classic.
can go inside. And the coaches looked at him there. He took the shot, but he hesitated when he came off the screen. They said, hey, no, shoot it.
And that was Hawaii's first miss of the ball game. Pair of freshmen out there from Missouri. Williams, number 3 from Memphis. Clark, number 1 from Detroit. And that's a good delivery from Missouri's own Ryan Rosberg out of Marquette High School in Chesterfield.
Good play by Ernest Ross. Just a one-on-one play. Missouri has been able to get the ball off the dribble to the rim. He dropped it off for Rosberg. Easy finish.
Well, if you like offense, pretty quick start to this one. Garrett Nevels was on the sideline when he received that pass. It's a turnover back to Mizzou.
Hey, take a look at the comparison. Hawaii likes to get up and down the floor, and look at the field goal attempt. 180. Wow. And you go at it, and they do not want to slow it down and walk it up and take a look.
Those big guys run the floor, too. Stan Hardinger and Fotu, they really get up and down the court. There's Rosberg, slip behind the defense. Give him 2 more.
Now, Missouri's had 3 layups already. Point blank right at the rim.
How about Wes Clark with that assist? Meanwhile, Williams high for the rebound at the Hawaii miss. Clark ahead again. Rosberg had it sail out of bounds, but they're going to say it's deflected by Hawaii, and the Tigers will keep it when we come back. Pretty quick start to this one. Mizzou has just taken its first lead of the ball game thanks to Ryan Rosberg. Mizzou Athletics would like to recognize and thank its Olympic sports sponsors for the 2012-13 season. Hampton Inn and Suites at the University of Missouri, sponsor of Mizzou Gymnastics. CenturyLink, sponsor of Mizzou Women's Basketball. CNC Construction, MU Children's Hospital and Tucson Exteriors, sponsors of Mizzou Softball. Taco Bell, sponsor of Mizzou Volleyball. And Pickleman's, sponsor of Mizzou Baseball. How about the Mizzou volleyball team, 30-0, and on its way to an SEC title, it appears, as Missouri's Ernest Ross is on his way to the free throw line, fouled in the act of shooting. But Mizzou volleyball sweeping nationally ranked Florida.
Impressive. From day one, it's been impressive. It's been fun to watch, and we'll keep watching.
30-0. And Ernest Ross now at the line trying to extend Missouri's lead. Ross averaging 11.5 points, 6 rebounds.
And
so
if
far.
there's been one Achilles heel, 59% as a team from the foul line. And Ernest Ross is now 6 of 14 from the foul line. And it's Jabari Brown and Ernest who have really struggled. Two guys you wouldn't think would struggle. But it will change. They'll get on a roll.
From the free throw line, Spearman missed it. And here's J3 leaving it for fellow freshman Clark. Ahead, Ryan Rosberg, speaking of big guys running the court, didn't get it, but somebody got him.
Well, Rosberg is a guy that runs point A to point B, rim to rim. He doesn't waste his time. It's a dead sprint. And when he gets out and runs, if the players are looking up ahead, which they have so far in this ballgame, he'll have opportunities.
Spearman called for that foul for Hawaii. Rainbow Warriors with 14 fouls. Missouri with 2 early ones, both on Jordan Clarkson, who left after 3 minutes of play.
Missouri getting easy looks on the offensive end, shooting a high percentage.
And Hawaii will try to do something about that. They've just put in 7-footer Davis Rosidis from Latvia, wearing number 33, tallest guy on the court there underneath the basket with Rosberg, to try to help out that defense there as Hawaii will get the ball. Keanu Post, 6 feet 11 inches of his own, checking in for the Tigers.
Slowly getting better. He's had a bad ankle. Only had 7 minutes in that win against Southern Illinois. Grabbed a couple rebounds.
We talked to Tim Fuller. Really didn't use many guys for many minutes off the bench. He said, hey, my first job's to win the game. And he really went with the guys he trusted most on crunch time. That's Garrett Nevels, a team-high 10th three-pointer of the season. He's their best perimeter shooter.
And how quickly Hawaii gets back this time defensively. Now they're in the zone defense. They have been beaten off the dribble man-to-man, so they had to change it up. Tallest man on the point of their zone, trying to distract the open, easy passes.
About a foot taller than Wesley Clark, who runs right around him, scoops it up and in.
So it hasn't mattered, man-to-man or zone. The Tigers have been able to lay it in at the rim.
Long ball from Hawaii goes awry. Williams tries to track down the rebound, but Stan Hardinger takes it away. Up over Clark and good.
2 points.
I like the pace of the game.
Yes.
Back and forth. You score on one end, the shot's going to come back the other.
14-13 Hawaii with not quite 6 minutes gone by here in Kansas City.
The Tigers have not settled for outside shots. This is a guy you want taking it, though.
He's the one. Jabari Brown bangs it home.
Unlimited range, the way he shoots the basketball.
Nevels against Jabari Brown out front. Schamberger, nice pass for Rosidis, who flips it up and in. Rosidis followed Gib Arnold from USC here. Arnold was an assistant coach there, got the head coaching job at Hawaii, and Rosidis went with him, basically, and fights for the rebound here, and a foul called on Missouri's Keanu Post for hanging on to the Hawaii 7-footer.
Yeah, pretty easy call. Post had his hand on the back of the shoulder.
The Tigers third.
And that's one thing we've seen early, John, black and gold game exhibition games. Keanu Post finding his way into foul trouble as he adjusts to this level of play after a junior college All-American stay at Southwestern College over in Illinois.
About a half step off, a half step slow. Now, again, he's still coming off the ankle injury, which may have something to do with it. The pace of the game is faster. Guys are better athletes.
Fotu put it on the floor and had it knocked out of play. Tim Fuller looking to go 3-0, leading these Missouri Tigers in Coach Frank Haith's absence. Schamberger inbounds out front to Rositas. On the move, Brandon Spearman had it blocked by Post. Fotu gathers it in. That's deflected down as well, and the Tigers come away with it, but throw it away. Spearman to the corner. Schamberger short. Rebound to Schamberger. It's loose on the ground. Here comes Missouri with Ernest Ross ahead. And a foul called at midcourt. Schamberger grabbed him.
The activity defensively pretty solid for Missouri. Hawaii stays in and fights a little bit for shots and open looks. There's the first block, and then Jay Will III gets the second block. But already, I think you got to be careful if you're Missouri. When you get the rebound and you're looking for a break, the guards of Hawaii are kind of getting into the outlet lanes. They're trying to make steals.
A lot of size on the floor in this game, too, huh? With these two teams, you don't always see that in non-conference play.
And here's the point zone again. Now they were able to get by the top guy at the start. Good pass.
What a look. What a look. And the finish from Post.
Wow.
Wesley Clark threading the needle on these passes here early in this ball game. Neville's from downtown. Got it.
Talk about unlimited range, huh?
Oh, man. Ross on the move. He's called for steps.
Well, Neville's has come out, and he is just on fire from outside. 3 of 3 beyond the line. Watch this pass. Well, Wes Clark can really see the floor. Had a good start to his college career.
SEC Freshman of the Week after his first performance when he had those 13 points in that Tiger victory to start the season. Young man who led Romulus High School to a state title up in Michigan. This is Quincy Smith with the ball now for Hawaii. Their first man off the bench. Good score. Can really be a spark. Leaves it for Nevels, who didn't get the bounce. And over the back is Isaac Fotu as he fouled Stefan Jankovic just into the game for Missouri. Well, how about the pace to this one, folks? 19 for Hawaii, 18 for Mizzou. Missouri down 1 point early to Hawaii, and tonight's Purina Pro Plan player profile focuses on Ryan Rosberg. And you get a good look at some of his information and his pet name, Riley. And how about the academic honor roll accomplishment for Ryan as a freshman, and making a very nice contribution for Missouri here tonight with his early play. A couple of buckets inside for the Tigers as they're within one of the Rainbow Warriors. That's our Purina Pro Plan player profile. Purina Pro Plan, nutrition that performs.
Hawaii back into the defense man-to-man, and Missouri lays it in again. 9 of 12 from the field for Missouri.
75%. The Tigers are sizzling. Hawaii's cooled off just below 50%. Stan Hardinger bumped on his way to the basket.
And notice what Stan Hardinger did. As you put it on the floor with the new rules, you almost take a bounce and then a lean into the defender. You're trying to draw any kind of contact because officials have to make the call.
And not just on the perimeter with the hand check, but the block charge now really seems to be, when in doubt, favor the offense. Fair, isn't it?
It's pretty much going to be a block.
Right. You've got to be there in position before he starts his upward motion, is my understanding.
You know, in the past, if there were 10 block charge calls, it was probably 5-5, 6-4 charges. It's going to be one block, then 9 years old. It's going to mostly be blocked.
Tony Criswell into the ball game for the Missouri Tigers. His first action this season. He served a 2-game suspension for violating team rules, but he's onto the court now to a nice ovation from this partisan Missouri Tiger crowd here at the Sprint Center.
A little soft pressure from Hawaii.
John, I like the looks of this Wesley Clark there, don't you? He really has a feel for the game. You see that early in this season. And a nice feed there, wasn't it? Give him another assist, and Criswell right into the scoring column.
Hawaii went triangle and 2. They had 3 men playing zone, 2 guys playing man-to-man, and Wesley Clark saw it and went right to the rim. Easy pass, layup again.
And an easy call from Mike Nance, our lead official tonight. Stan Hardinger driving to the bucket, pushed off with his arm against the Missouri defender post. But how about Wesley Clark dropping a dime to Tony Criswell?
It has been easy for this Missouri team, but terrific play once again by Clark. Gib Arnold again, you said assistant coach at USC, and that was for Tim Floyd. Tim Floyd was always one of those changing defensive kind of guys. Face guard people, triangle and 2, box and 1. We've seen a little bit of everything tonight. It hasn't worked.
And Jabari Brown likes to see open territory at the 3-point arc.
There's something about this building in Missouri. They have shot lights out in the last 5. This is the 6th appearance they've been here.
Spearman way off the mark. But Nance, the official, says it was deflected out of play. Hawaii gets a chance again.
Watch a collision there, and then all of a sudden, Tigers are going the other way.
Jabari Brown makes Hawaii pay as those 2 defenders collided at midcourt. Both went to the ground. 30-second timeout now with 10:39 left in our half, and Missouri up by 4. You mentioned Kansas City, John, and of course you were such a great high school player in the Blue Springs, and then start at Missouri, and I've come to so many games watching Missouri. Not back to the Big 7, my friend, but the Big 8 and the Big 12, and what a run Missouri's had in this building.
Well, let's go back to this building a few years ago when they played Georgetown. Remember how Missouri came out, lights out with that squad, and then last year, 2 years ago when they ran in the Big 12, when they won that here, the last season that the Tigers were in the Big 12.
Just recognized Aaron Crow, a former Missouri great pitcher now, of course, toiling for the Kansas City Royals, and he gets a nice round of applause from his fans. The Tigers beat Baylor for that Big 12 tournament title in March of 2012. Last time they played here, Brown is blocked on his way to the basket. That's one official, but across the court, the other says traveling call, and it will be a Missouri turnover.
And the call with traveling, the whistle was louder, and he said, "I've got traveling," before there was a block.
Make the call at home, and next to me, Mr. Sunvold.
We'll just go the other way.
You know, you're a softy early in the season.
Well, he might have taken a step before the bump.
Quincy Smith out front now for Isaac Fotu.
Criswell, his first action of the season.
Missouri welcomes him back. He'll be a valuable big off the bench, won't he?
Well, he's really got to be solid on the inside this season. That's maybe the question mark for this Missouri team. You've got the leadership outside. Obviously, with the addition of Wes Clark as a freshman, you got Brown, you have Clarkson, guys that are out the perimeter, but inside. That's the question. Are they going to be physical enough, big enough, tough enough when SEC play starts?
Shane Rector signing for Missouri. Freshman guard from the Bronx, New York. He wears number 11, has not played yet this regular season. Originally committed to Rutgers. Their coach Mike Rice lost his job. Rector free to go, comes to Missouri. And speaking of free, all alone inside was Mike Thomas, freshman in his own right, just off the Hawaii bench for an easy 2.
Coaches hate that. You give up a layup, underneath out of bounds.
Rector, nice feed, and post, throws it down.
Again, the recognition, triangle zone defense, they had 2 guys playing man-to-man. Nobody picked up Rector right down the middle.
Neville's with it for Hawaii. He's out there with Quincy Smith, Aaron Valdez, number 23, Mike Thomas wears 25, and Isaac Fotu, the Hawaii 5. Neville's with it, up over Criswell. Rebound to Ernest Ross. Ross, the senior, to the bucket. Got it, and that counts. He's a freight train coming down that court.
It is the team's 8th.
The last possession, again, right down the middle. Post has an easy one from Rector. What happens when guys either do a box and 1 or triangle and 2, there's some players not really playing and involved. And Ernest Ross at 6'5", 230, from rim to rim, if a guy wants to get in the way and try to take a charge when they're not really rewarding defenders to get in the way to take a charge, it's tough.
And that's better for Ernest from the free throw line to complete the 3-point lead. And Missouri now out to a 30-23 advantage. Schamberger back in for the Warriors, replacing Garrett Nevels. For the Tigers, it's Rector, Clark, and Williams. 3 freshmen on the floor with the sophomore Rosberg and the senior Ernest Ross defending against Hawaii. Quincy Smith drew contact from Rosberg and will have a pair of free throws.
Fellas on the Missouri Tigers, number 44, Ryan Ross.
Fans Shelter Insurance is a proud sponsor of Mizzou basketball. For a free auto, home, and life insurance protection review, visit your Shelter Insurance agent or find us on the web at shelterinsurance.com. We're your shield. We're your shelter. With John Sunvold, Chris Gervino, courtside at the Sprint Center in Kansas City. Missouri leading 30-24 now after Smith cans the first free throw. Good to have Tiger basketball back in KC. This is something Missouri certainly wants to do, if possible, each and every season. No longer a member of the Big 12, but still very hopeful of continuing games regularly in Kansas City in this beautiful facility, the Sprint Center.
Well, big alumni base here. They brought some Mizzou Tiger football players over for some autographs before the game. A lot of kids were outside.
Inside, a foul called on Mike Thomas of Hawaii. And John, the Tigers really getting into the lane against this Rainbow Warrior defense.
On every possession. I mean, every possession. And each point guard out there. First it was Clarkson. Then it was Clark. And even Rector has been able to get to the rim and drop it off for teammates to finish.
J3 will have another free throw coming. Jabari Brown back into the ball game, replacing Ernest Ross.
Two of 6 from the foul line. This Tiger team.
Ross, the lefty, will give it another shot. There it is, and the Tigers back to a 6-point lead. Under 9 to play first half. Glad you're with us tonight for Missouri Tiger basketball. Mizzou looking for its 3rd consecutive win to start the season. Quincy Smith for 3. Rebound to Brown. Tigers will be back home again Saturday for Gardner-Webb. Williams hooked it up with the left hand, didn't get it, and it's off Hawaii.
Tiger basketball.
Price Chopper is proud to sponsor tonight's game, folks, and wants to remind you the only thing as impressive as these hot hoops are the grocery and gas savings you will score every day at the 49 locally owned Price Choppers. A quick break for Ernest Ross as he's back on the floor. And Clark takes the handoff. If you're just joining us, Jordan Clark's in 2 quick fouls, including a technical in the first 3 minutes of this game. And after 4 quick points, had to take a seat. We haven't seen him since, most likely being saved by Coach Tim Fuller for the second half. Brown.
Boy, good movement on the offensive end.
Sure is. Ross from the baseline missed it. Ross gets the rebound and fumbled it out of bounds.
Hawaii went to a zone, and at times so far in the first 2 games, Missouri's had a tendency to stand around. There was more movement, bodies were movement, the ball was crisp, and Ross had a couple chances right point blank, just lost control.
So Hawaii trying to hang in there in this first half. There's a set play. They tried to alley-oop it backdoor to Valdez, but Mizzou broke it up, and look out in the front row as that pass sails wide. Well, the Missouri Tigers on the defensive end denying the Hawaii Rainbow Warriors, and Mizzou leads it by 6. Beautiful night in downtown Kansas City. We're inside the Sprint Center. A very nice crowd, as you see, of Missouri fans has gathered here tonight to cheer on their Tigers, who lead 31-25 in our first half. And collectively, Missouri shooting like John Sunvold once did in the Black Nickel. John, 13 of 18, 72% for the Tigers.
Well, you can say, wow, but I love the pace of play by both teams, and I like what Missouri's doing. They're aggressive offensively. They have attacked the rim. They've not settled for jump shot. They have only taken 3 3-point shots, which this team likes to shoot the ball outside. They've made 2 of those threes. It's been easy.
Stan Hardinger inside is fouled. He'll go to the line after the Missouri foul called on the Tiger guard, Wes Clark. And to illustrate your point, John, about getting into the lane, Missouri outscoring Hawaii in the paint 20-8 so far.
And it's a Hawaii team that they don't look big, but they're tall enough.
A lot of height.
Yeah, they should be better defensively, at least around the rim. So far, not a challenge so far for Missouri.
No, it's been easy for the Tigers so far.
But because Hawaii is an outstanding offensive team, It's a 5-point game, soon to be a 4-point game.
Stan Hardinger nails them both. 31-27. Missouri 7.5 to go. Opening half.
1-3-1 matchup zone defense now. Expect to exploit the baseline. Find the middle of the floor.
Brown for 3. Yes.
We may have to have a stat crew look up the shooting percentage of Mizzou in the Sprint Center.
This could be a record pace.
No, for every game they played.
Yes,
here.
ever. Yes.
Because I remember that Georgetown game, Kimmy English and Dixon, those guys just shot lights out. Michael Dixon.
That's
right.
I mean,
it was just nuts. And in the Big 12 championship, those 3 games, just craziness.
Mike Dixon, by the way, 15 points, 4 rebounds, 4 steals for Memphis in its season-opening win over Austin Peay. He was the leading scorer for those Tigers a couple nights ago.
Well, not surprising, one of the top transfers in the country.
Kansas City kid in his own right. That shot is off the mark from Brown. Inside, Criswell scores.
6'9", 245. Big shoulders. Can play above the rim. It's physical.
He looks hungry to play tonight.
Yeah, I'm sure he's anxious.
Neville's around Ross. Rossberg, though, blocks it away.
Good help side from Rossberg.
Contact off the ball, and they got Wes Clark for knocking the taller Stan Hardinger to the floor. That's 2 on Wesley Clark.
It appeared right here he might have an open lane, and Rossberg comes from the weak side. Good help. Clark in no man's land. At 6 feet, when you're up against a 6'8" guy, you've got to hold, you've got to grab, you've got to push. You can't stand there.
Heading to the line for the Rainbow Warriors, number 34.
Rector returns to the court for Missouri now with Clark and Clarkson. The top 2 point guards both saddled with 2 first-half fouls.
Stan Hardinger.
Jabari Brown leading Missouri with 9 points so far. And Christian Stan Hardinger at the line leading Hawaii, trying to net his 9th point here. Maybe appropriately a high rainbow shot, but it went awry. And now a lane violation called against Missouri. I believe they got Criswell into the lane early.
Might have been pointing at Rector.
Looks
he
like
walked in from the top.
From out top. You don't see that too often,
No, you don't see that.
And I think you're absolutely right. That's what it was.
Watch if he crosses across the free throw line before it hits the rim.
Yeah, well,
it comes in. Huh.
That might not be called.
That's one of those that you wonder about.
Rector a little anxious as well, obviously, to make things happen. His first action in the black and gold. So a timeout on the floor. Stan Hardinger gets his elbow taped up, and you can see a thin stream of blood back up the right arm there by the elbow. They've got part of it bandaged up, but he's still has the markings there of some contact inside.
He's an 80% free throw shooter. He's not coming. Those are his points.
That's right.
He said, see, look, he's running because he's saying, tape it up, hurry up.
Like, I got to get some.
I'm not giving up the free throws.
Interesting man, chatted with him before the game. He's from.
Oh, this is a.
Oh, boy.
This is when he'll be frustrated. He is. Senior, look at 80% free throw shooter.
Those are my free throws. John, we got to get the floor cleaned up.
Clean it up.
You got to tell someone this is your hometown, Mr. Sunvolt. They missed that spot.
Stan Hardinger's down there going, you got to be kidding me. Just tape it up. Put a Band-Aid on it.
Well, here's the deal. They can sub a shooter in for him, right? And Schamberger is, oh, by the way, a 92% free thrower, number 0. I'm assuming he'll be the guy to take it if he is the one that they put into the game. Well, Pat Beckman's going to clean up the floor. Missouri's outstanding and long-time trainer, back to the Norm Stewart coaching days. You talk about longevity, John, at the University of Missouri. Meanwhile, fans, a chance for us to remind you to try Pizza Hut's new 3-cheese stuffed crust pizza. If you love stuffed crust, you'll love this. Get a large 1-topping pizza for just $12. Pizza Hut, make it great. As expected, Schamberger will go to the line Gib Arnold, no dummy on the Hawaii bench. You can put a guy in to shoot a free throw, and Schamberger's been very good. 92% at the stripe this season. The former San Jose State Spartan puts the first one up and in. 36-28. Schamberger, you see, originally from the LA area. Flips the second one up and in as well. 36-29 Tigers as we approach the 6-minute mark remaining in our first half. Rector out there for the Tigers with Brown, Criswell, Rosberg, and Ross. Shane Rector around Fotu, tried to get it in for Rosberg. Got the deflection back, and he'll bring it back out front. Rector tries the other side of the floor. Leaves it for Ernest Ross, whose shot is too strong, and they got Criswell pushing from behind inside.
Fouls on the Tigers, number 2, Tony Criswell. Foul is his first.
So Stan Hardinger returns for Hawaii, and the Rainbows try to draw closer to Missouri. They'll be at the free throw line now, 1-1 the rest of the way.
You know, the foul on Criswell, I mean, proper call. He pushed. But what's going to happen in college basketball this year with the freedom of movement rule, there are so many fouls called, and that one was different because of shove. We now lose the flow of a basketball game, right? This is pretty good. It was back and forth, up and down. But because of all the hand checks, and the officials must call it because they're being judged every game. If they don't call it, they're in trouble. We now have lost a flow, and it becomes a free throw and shooting contest. And I've already seen enough collegiate games to know it's not a lot of fun watching a free throw shooting game.
But they certainly are talking the talk and walking the walk so far. The officials blowing these whistles early. Brown off the glass and in. Wasn't that nice?
He looks comfortable, looks confident with the ball, with the dribble.
Yeah, Jabari, first player to double figures here tonight with 11. It's number 11, Quincy Smith for Hawaii. Didn't have a chance there against the taller defenders. Criswell takes it away.
You know, Rector looks comfortable, too.
He does.
In his first game out.
Confident.
It's quick. Aggressive with the ball.
Take a look at Jabari Brown using the backboard we don't see too often anymore.
Well, the one thing about Jabari, if you're guarding him, you're waiting for his step back move because he likes to step back, fade back a little bit. He has a body angle that allows him to shoot over the top of most players.
Well, here's Rector at the line from St. Raymond's High School in the Bronx, New York. What a historic, successful basketball program that is in New York. Shane Rector. Knocks in both free throws. The Tiger lead is 10, 40-30, just under 5 to play first half.
It really gives you a little bit of the depth of this Missouri team.
Yes, and we hadn't seen Criswell or Rector. And now they are both contributing in big ways here this first half.
Now all this is the fact that Jordan Clarkson has been on the bench with 2 fouls.
Stan Hardinger, Criswell cuts him off.
Good defense.
Quincy Smith into the lane, but Rector stops him. Now Fotu. Isaac Fotu, that was nice from the baseline.
He's got such patience when he has the ball. Doesn't rush it. Confident. Nice little jump hook there.
Played on New Zealand's national team, the adult national team, as a 17-year-old, John, and just a terrific player. Co-Big West Freshman of the Year last year, Isaac Fotu. In Hawaii, hanging in there. Smith on the move, and a whistle blown, foul called against Missouri.
Well, Missouri fans will remember the name Negus Webster Chan, who transferred to Hawaii and will be eligible next season.
That's right. He did not make the trip with Hawaii, but he was on the bench for the Rainbow Warriors in the Rainbow Classic they hosted last weekend out on the islands. Webster Chan from Canada, they've got 7 different countries represented on this Hawaii roster.
Probably not a bad place to go to school.
I wouldn't think.
I asked the coach, Gib Arnold, I said, hey, how do you like Hawaii? He goes, well, how do you think I'd like it? He said it's quite nice. He said his family loves it. He's got 5 kids. He said it's just unbelievable.
Well, he's going to look for some scoring from Quincy Smith here off the bench. Really Hawaii's sixth man, first guard in off the bench. One of 7 newcomers on the ball club and averaging 10 points, and he draws the Rainbow Warriors closer within 6, 40-34, 4 minutes left first half. Brown to Clark from the corner. Didn't get it. Rebound poked out of play off Ernest Ross. And a timeout on the floor. 3:55 to go. These teams scoring the basketball in the first half in Kansas City. Well, the Mizzou Television Network continues coverage of Mizzou basketball with the following games. Saturday against Gardner-Webb, then a week from Monday versus IUPUI before the Tigers take on Long Beach State to wrap up non-conference play January 4th. And Long Beach State, by the way, the 49ers belong to this Big West Conference. And Dan Munson's the head coach out there, used to be at Minnesota Gonzaga, and they're picked to finish high in this Big West Conference, to which Hawaii also belongs.
Yeah, Long Beach State last year won the league. They lost 3 starters, so a change, but we know Munson's a heck of a coach. A good league out there.
Tim Fuller gaining head coaching experience on an interim basis, filling in for Coach Frank Haith, trying to lead Mizzou to a 3-0 record, but Hawaii really hanging in there here tonight in KC.
Hawaii's a solid team with good veteran players and guys that can score. That keeps them in this ballgame.
Wesley Clark with the steal. He's back out there with a pair of fouls.
The big guys for Missouri run the floor so well. When the ball is captured on the defensive end, there's a dead sprint. Allows them to get easy looks.
Ross had it blocked, and Fotu keeps it in play. Well done defensively. Stan Hardinger with it, guarded by Keanu Post. He'll shoot over post and in.
Solid face-up player. It's a really good game for both teams.
Sure is.
For the coaching staff.
Hawaii with 6 straight points to draw back within 4. Clark fumbles it away, and then a foul called on Wesley, and that is number 3, the old double negative turnover, and then the foul.
That foul is returning to the Tigers, number 11.
Good move by Ross, but Fotu comes across. Again, weak side help. Got to pay attention where the man is, the ball is. Stan Hardinger, one of those guys that faces up. Good shooter. We talked in the opening that Doc Sadler thought, boy, by the time he's a junior senior, it's really going to be good.
Doc was right. Just at a different school.
Yeah, Doc was lost his job in Nebraska and then transfer, and they're in Hawaii. 1 minute
Wesley Clark, meanwhile, with 3 fouls. Jordan Clarkson, of course, already with 2.
Simply lost control. One of those fouls that you're diving for the ball. Just happened the fact that the opponent was there before you were.
7 in a row for the Rainbow Warriors. It's a 3-point game. 40-37 Tigers. 2:47 remaining first half. Brown cannot extend the lead. Stan Hardinger ahead to Smith. He's got Fotu to his right. He'll keep it himself, and that's not a good decision. Blocked by Ross, and then it goes out of bounds, but Ernest guarding the basket.
Yeah, pretty athletic play by Ross. Not only blocked it, the fact was he was out of bounds. He never got back inbounds to save the ball. I think he lands out of bounds. He never gets back inbounds. He tried. He got close. Got to get the feet back in before you make the touch. But good hustle.
Hawaii with another chance. Stan Hardinger for 3. Way off the mark. For 2 rebounds. This is a 3 ball from Spearman, and that is right there.
Confident offensive team. So Missouri's got to continue to put pressure at the rim and make this Hawaii team guard them.
10 in a row for Hawaii, and we're tied at 40 as Ross retrieves the ball. Tigers have been in a drought. 5 trips down court without a bucket, but that ends there, and Missouri regains the lead, and there's J3, the big block at the defensive end.
Foul on the Missouri Tigers, number 33, Ernest Ross.
Call Ernest Ross for a foul, though. And free throws again for the Rainbow Warriors. You called it, John. We're going to see a bunch in these games, and evidence here tonight.
Well, Ernest was good on the offensive end, went right to the rim, and every player from Hawaii just stepped aside, and Ernest laid it in. A lot of whistles, a lot of fouls, a lot of free throw shooting. It will be the story of college basketball. I'm hoping not the full season. I'm hoping players and everybody adjusts to it. But here's a good block. Jay Will third, and then just, again, it's a collision play. You're the second one getting to the ball, you're going to be whistled.
Quincy Smith off the Hawaii bench with 7 first-half points. We told you he provides the spark, averaging 10 per game through the first 3 contests. And we're tied at 42 as we move into our final 2 minutes of the first half. Both these teams with a pair of victories already. Mizzou 2-0, Hawaii 2-1. It's only lost to New Mexico State. Ernest Ross missed that, and the rebound to Fotu.
Decent shot by Ross. That's what you want.
Gib Arnold shouting instructions in front of us from the Hawaii bench to his team. Quincy Smith guarded closely by Rector. Boy, Shane Rector all over him defensively, and that'll frustrate Smith. And certainly Shane Rector making a nice impact with his defense. Check this out, folks. On the ball defense from Rector, numbers 11 respectively going at it. 12-2 spurt has got Hawaii into a 42-all tie, and now for the lead, Spearman misfires. Williams another rebound. He's got 6 for Missouri tonight. The freshman Jonathan Williams, and out front, turnover against the Tigers. They say Rector carried the basketball. That will give it back to the Rainbow Warriors. As you see, Shane Rector just kind of pick that basketball and turn it over. John Sundgold has made his way to visit with Coach Tim Fuller here at the end of the first half, which is less than a minute away now. A competitive ball game here at the Sprint Center, folks. Fotu gives Hawaii the lead. That's a 2-point field goal for Isaac Fotu. And it's 44-42 Hawaii. Criswell backing in on Fotu. Didn't get it. Fotu the defense and the rebound. And here come the Rainbow Warriors. Stan Hardinger puts it up and in. And timeout called for Missouri, John, as the Tigers have fallen behind by 4. 36.1 seconds left to go. Hawaii 46, Missouri 42. This is a 16-2 run for Hawaii, and the first time the Rainbow Warriors have had the lead in more than 11 minutes. They last led at the 11:42 mark, and here they are in the final half minute of the first half with a 4-point advantage.
The mistakes on the offensive end, Chris, and then defensively, giving up what you really can't give up. Hawaii's a solid shooter. You want them. Hawaii has guys that like to face up and shoot it. They can put it on the floor, make them do some things they're not comfortable with. Right now, this last 4 minutes have been controlled by the comfort level that Hawaii wants to play at, and Missouri hasn't done it to them on the defensive end.
Well, we mentioned Hawaii really likes to get up and down the floor. Not that Missouri cannot play that way, but this quick pace has got the Rainbows back in front, as Missouri apparently will hold for the final shot of the half. You see the turnovers, 9 by Missouri, just 6 for the Rainbow Warriors.
And Hawaii will match up, almost kind of stay in a zone.
And Rector, on his way to the basket, was tripped up there. They got Quincy Smith for the foul, and so the Tigers get a chance at the charity stripe now to get closer before halftime.
And really, no matter which point guard has been out in front, they've been able to break down the top part of whether it's a man or zone defense by Hawaii. That time, Rector again went right around, got kicked. That has been the strength, and they went away from it a little bit, but they've got to continue to attack. Hawaii, Chris, has not guarded the rim. They simply haven't guarded the rim. So Missouri's got to continue to put pressure at the rim and make it a game that says, okay, Hawaii, you're going to defend us at the rim and see if you can play us, especially in the second half.
6.1 seconds away from halftime, as Rector will try to hit both free throws and pull Mizzou back within 2. This has been a pretty entertaining basketball game here on a Saturday night at the Sprint Center. The rebound, Rector picked up his miss, but then stepped on the sideline, and Hawaii will get it back. 3.6 seconds to go. And Aaron Valdez comes back in for Hawaii.
You know, Rector's looked comfortable, I think, in his first time out. I really think he's done some good things. Solid minutes.
It's probably used a lot, but rightfully so, John. A kid growing up in the Bronx, New York, they play some basketball on the streets and the playgrounds, don't you think?
Yes, they do. This is probably not too big a deal.
Not too intimidating. Here's the steal. Brown, did he get it up? Yes! Yes, it will count. Jabari Brown off the turnover, drives and scores. He's got 13, and Mizzou pulls back within a point, 46-45 at halftime. Take a look at the effort. Jabari Brown got it up just in the nick of time. That will count. It does, says our lead official, Mike Nance. And the Tigers within a point, 46-45. John Sundvold now with Coach Tim Fuller.
Tim Fuller, an easy start offensively, but last 5 minutes, a little bit of a struggle.
We got to guard the free throw line. Obviously, last I checked, they were 13-14 from the free throw line. We're just letting them walk 90 feet and shoot free throws, so we got to do a better job.
Offensively, it looked like your guys are comfortable. Rector coming in, first time we've seen it.
Well, hopefully we can keep Jordan and West out of foul trouble. We know Shane's a quality guard, but it's pretty explanatory they can't stop Jordan Clarkson.
Coach, good luck second half.
All right, thank you.
Okay, John and Coach Tim Fuller, thank you both very much. What a game we have here in downtown Kansas City tonight. Hawaii, a long way from home, leading the Missouri Tigers by a point at the break, 46-45. We should have an entertaining second half of Tiger basketball ahead.
What's this?
Mizzou basketball is brought to you by Trusted Choice Insurance Agents. You need an independent insurance agent. Purina Pro Plan, nutrition that performs. Honda, stop by your local Mid-Missouri Honda dealer in Columbia or Jefferson City, or visit mohondadealers.com. By Rally House. Visit Rally House in Columbia, St. Louis, Kansas City, or Springfield to find the largest selection of Missouri Tiger gear and gifts. Tonight's Missouri Tiger men's basketball game is brought to you by Price Chopper. Mizzou and Hawaii at the Sprint Center in Kansas City. Chris Gervino alongside former Tiger star John Sundvold. And we're glad you're with us on this Saturday night in November, early in the college basketball season, and a good one here, a competitive one, as Missouri with the ball to start the second half, but down a point.
Well, let's hope the pace is like it was in the first half, back and forth. Attacking, Jordan Clarkson back in. 2 of 4 from the field in the first half, only 3 minutes with the 2 fouls.
Clarkson quickly to the basket, didn't get it. The ball is stuck, and the possession arrow favors Hawaii. And again, if you're just joining us late, folks, Clarkson had 2 quick baskets in the first 3 minutes of play, but also 2 fouls, including a technical when he was talking at an opposing player. And he left 3 minutes into the game, did not return until now, the start of the second half.
Hard for a good player to sit and watch.
Yes. And, of course, his last time out for Missouri, 31 points in the Tiger win Tuesday night against Southern Illinois Carbondale. So Hawaii with it, trying to add to its 1-point lead. Fotu, one of their top 2 scorers, didn't get that. And Jonathan Williams, the freshman, gets yet another rebound. He's been very good on the glass for Missouri. Clarkson, Brown, Williams, Rossberg, and Ross out for Missouri. Williams again gets the loose ball, puts it home.
Long and aggressive, stays with it. Didn't give up on the play, didn't give up on the ball. Good talk that time. Good switch in action.
Schamberger leaves it for Spearman. Didn't get the triple. Rebound to Rossberg.
Rossberg doesn't play above the rim, but his footwork is so good, keeps bodies away.
How about quick feet from Ernest Ross to the basket for 2, and the Tigers quickly out to a 3-point lead. Stan Hardinger spins, scores, whistle, and I believe that will count. It will. It's good, and Stan Hardinger a chance for a 3-point play.
Because of the pace that both teams like to play, it makes the other have to run back defensively, which coaching staffs want to see. You take a look at the scoring leaders.
And that's right up to the moment.
Pretty
Stan
good balance.
Scoring there for 14.
Yeah, pretty good balance for both teams.
Criswell returns for the Tigers. Stan Hardinger to the line for 1.
When he was at Nebraska, we mentioned he transferred. There is not a player in this Missouri team that played against him.
That's right.
So they really don't know him.
And not a Missouri player on this team that's played in the Sprint Center before. Of course, Ernest Ross was sitting out that year after transferring from Auburn. Here's Jordan Clarkson for 2. Garrett Neville's out top for Hawaii, and now Spearman with it. Fotu likes to let it fly from deep. Didn't get that. Criswell away with it.
Clarkson's had 3 high screens for him, and all 3 he's taken it to the rim.
There he goes again. Didn't get it. Follows no. Batted in the air, and Brown collects. Jordan Clarkson, a terrific scorer at Tulsa, played 2 years for the Golden Hurricane there. Averaged 14 points in his freshman and sophomore seasons combined. Now it's Criswell. And that's a blocking foul against Stan Hardinger, who is not happy at all.
Basket is good for Tony Criswell.
They're going to count the basket too, John, at the end of this.
Christian Stan Hardinger. That foul is his 3rd. It is the team's first.
Counted the basket?
He counted the basket, they said. It was interesting because he jumped to a stop, I thought, and then shot.
After he hit it.
Yes.
Be like a continuation. In the NBA, that's good.
You can speak to that, certainly. Criswell will take all 3 points, and Missouri out to a 6-point lead. 9-2 start for the Tigers this half.
I think there's an enormous amount of pressure on officials on the block charge. Oh, what a pass.
That sure was.
Beauty.
Cross
Beauty.
court, and Jabari Brown sails in.
A beauty by Ernest Ross. And right on the mark.
Nevels floats it up and in with the left hand. Garrett Nevels. Well, they're not slowing down any of these teams in the second half, are they?
No, and I think they'll continue to attack each other until one or the other defends 3 or 4 times to make some stops.
We really haven't seen that, have we, consistently from either squad? Rosberg down low. Didn't get it. Stan Hardinger with it. Tigers are back, though. Clarkson defending. Stan Hardinger around him and scores.
2 points, Stan Hardinger.
You know, an offensive player, and this is what the rule, they want with the rule, can be much more aggressive than in the past. Think of Stan Hardinger coming down. He's got 3 personal fouls, I believe, and you're thinking he could pick up the 4th if he's too aggressive. But you know what? And with the way the rules are, it's for the offensive player.
They're to favor offense, aren't
Yep.
they? And honestly, scoring's been down in college basketball. I mean, there's a reason for it. And Nevels misfires. Ross tracks down the rebound. Here comes Ernest in a hurry the other way. And a blocking foul called. And here come the whistles again. Timeout on the floor. The Tigers have jumped in front of Hawaii. It's Missouri leading 56-52 in the second half in KC. Many Tiger fans having fun in Kansas City tonight, and they especially enjoyed the delivery of the game from Pizza Hut. Get game time going with Pizza Hut's new 3-cheese stuffed crust pizza. Pizza Hut making it great. And, John, that was some assist from Ernest Ross to Jabari Brown.
Well, the vision and then the pace of the pass. It was fast, it was crisp, it was right on the money.
Well, Pizza Hut, delivery of the game. Missouri trying to deliver its 3rd win without a loss to start the season. Ernest Ross and the Tigers up 4. Tigers out rebounding Hawaii 27-19, and we mentioned earlier the freshman from Memphis, Jonathan Williams III. They call him J3. He's got a team high, and for him a career high 7 rebounds so far.
Well, we talked early in the first half. He will continue to get better game by game. More experience. He's got the ability to score on the offensive end. Can defend, can rebound, block shots.
Well, he and Wesley Clark from Detroit, Shane Rector from the Bronx, New York, 3 talented freshmen, and more on the way, as just this week Missouri announced 2 high school players that signed letters of intent. Jakeenan Gant, athletic 6'8" forward from the state of Georgia, and Naaman Wright, guard, big guard, 6'4" from Los Angeles, is Frank Haith scouring nationwide for new and talented young players to come into the Tiger fold. 57-52 our score. Mizzou by 5 and a foul out front.
Fouls on the Missouri Tigers, number 2.
We got Tony Criswell for that one. That's his second. Clarkson back in for Missouri along with Keanu Post. And Ross and Criswell will take a seat. Here's another look at the foul out front. Just kind of
well, it's that forearm. You can't, put the forearm on him.
They've gotten away with that in the past.
Probably wouldn't have been a foul a year ago.
Right.
But again, the rules are for the offensive player to give more freedom for scoring to go up. I don't mind that. I just don't like the fact that the scoring may come from the free throw line continually. That stops the flow of good ball games.
If they talk about developing the flow of basketball, well, if they're at the line all the time.
Well, it's the best game going. Right. I mean, it's a 2-hour game. It's pace up and down. If you slow it down and make it 2.5 hours, I don't think that's an advantage, but that's what it is.
Isaac Fotu scores, and he has a free throw coming after the Tiger foul. And Fotu has been held in check, really, by Missouri tonight. Just 6 points. He's averaging a team-high 17. And then it's Stan Hardinger averaging 15 a game. The 1-2 punch, the 6'8" players each. Fotu and Stan Hardinger for Hawaii, and here it is, a 2-point game again.
But you can see Fotu's skill set.
Yes.
Right? Can go left, can go right, little jump hooks, can face up.
Step out and shoot it right.
Yep, pretty nice.
Again, he was the Big West co-freshman of the year last year. There's a good look inside. Even better look. From good shot to great shot. Right, Williams to Keanu Post.
Started by Jabari Brown, seeing the fact that when Clarkson came off a screen, there was a switch. 2 guys jumped out. Jabari Brown saw it, and that gets it to the open man, and another pass for the dunk. Nicely done.
Mike Thomas wearing 25 for Hawaii, freshman back in off the bench. This is Spearman, lost it out of bounds. Tigers get it back.
Take a look as the defender, as they come out, here comes Clarkson down the right side. 2 guys on. Zip pass could have been a shot. Unselfish play, but the defender, weak side Fotu, has to come across. Topside guy's not down fast enough. Good offensive play.
59-55 Missouri, 14:40 to go.
That's the value of Ross and Brown and Clarkson, and Clark, the way they have good vision besides being able to score the ball from the outside. Clark
Travels, Tiger turnover. Hawaii gets it again. And here comes Ernest Ross quickly back into the game. Well, there's clearly a trio of Tigers leading the way with this particular roster, John, right? You look at the team and the experienced players of Ross and Brown in the program, and then the talented newcomer, Jordan Clarkson.
Yeah, fitting in. And where does the leadership come from? And that's developed really through the course of November, December. You can already see it, but it'll be more obvious when you get to SEC play, which guy takes control of the court.
Criswell, a nice job defensively against Fotu. Nevels will step beneath the arc and pop one wide right, and Tony Criswell with the rebound. Ahead for Clarkson. And Spearman knocked it away.
And at times it looks like it's November 16th
Yes, it
basketball.
does. Well, you know, these seasons start earlier and earlier every year. Fotu on Criswell. It's been a good matchup. Fotu in and out. Ross rebounds.
Criswell holds his ground. You know that? I mean, he doesn't go for ball fakes. He just stands and makes Fotu make the shot. It was a good shot. It's the shot the Hawaiian team wanted. Didn't go in. Criswell solid.
Criswell averaged 5 points, 5 rebounds, and 19 minutes a game last year as a junior college transfer. Brown up and over Fotu, too strong. Here's Brandon Spearman to the line and the lane, and Brandon Spearman right to the buckets. Tim Fuller strides out onto the floor, and he will gather his group together. The look says it all.
Well, not happy. You can't let a guy go coast to coast and go to point blank to the rim.
Folks, we'll step aside. It's a tight one here in Kansas City. Tigers leading by 2 with 13 minutes left. Missouri leading by 2 in the second half. And fans, this copyrighted telecast is the property of Mizzou Sports Properties, an affiliate of Learfield Sports LLC under rights granted by the University of Missouri. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, reproduction, or other dissemination or use of this telecast or any part of it without the express written consent of Mizzou Sports Properties LLC is prohibited. Chris Trevino and former Tiger great John Sundvold with you courtside at Sprint Center in Kansas City. Big crowd of Tiger fans has gathered to see their ball club play again in KC, and it's been a very competitive ball game here tonight. 59-57 our score in favor of the Tigers. Mizzou actually trailed by 1 point at halftime. Ernest Ross to inbound for the Tigers. Out there with Jonathan Williams, Tony Criswell, Jordan Clarkson, and Jabari Brown. And this is Brown against Stan Hardinger. Didn't get it.
Wow.
Williams did.
What hands?
Yes.
And that was a great tip in.
And they
Delay of game.
called Jonathan Williams the third for a delay of game.
Jonathan Williams at third on that tip in. He was hanging, and that ball's off to the left side. Great ability. Watch this tip in. Missed shot. Oh, quick. Kept it alive for another. It went in, but he would have had another attempt as he's right at the rim.
7 points, 8 rebounds for the Tiger freshman J3. 12.5 to go. Schamberger out front for Hawaii. From the corner, Spearman didn't get it. Criswell tracks down a rebound. Tony's a valuable part of this team, isn't he, John? Back in his first game this season.
He is. He can do so many things. They have not really asked him to do anything offensively tonight. He
Nice
can score the ball.
pass there. It's
Nice.
Clarkson to Brown for the baseline buckets.
Well, we've always said Jabari's going to get those avenues because of his ability to shoot it. Good finish.
Schamberger into the lane. Out for Spearman. Schamberger inside, Stan Hardinger around Criswell. That was a nifty move. Turned baseline and scooped it home.
Pretty clever.
Yes. Savvy veteran Christian Stan Hardinger. And the Rainbow Warriors back within 4 as Jabari Brown and the Tigers maintain that slim lead. Fans at Price Chopper, you don't need any fancy moves to score great deals. With our Chopper Shopper rewards card, you can save money on groceries, gas, and tickets to great Kansas City events like this one. Enjoy the game. It's been an enjoyable game as Missouri owns a 4-point lead, 63-59. Very entertaining. I suppose the coaches might want a little more defense at either end, John Sunbull. But here's a question for you, sir. What can Brown do for you?
He can do a lot of things. He can deliver, let's put it that way, and usually on time.
Very nice.
He's got great extension from outside. That jump shot's easy for him, so he's got great depth. And so when you guard him out there, what he's been able to show is his ability off the bounce. And when he does those things, he brings another dimension to this Tiger team offensively. You've got to guard him. You've got to put a guy in his chest. And if he can beat you off the dribble, we've already been able to see he can give it up to his teammates. 17
points, 7 of 11 shooting, 3 of 6 from downtown. Jabari Brown in those 27 minutes played. Here's Jordan Clarkson, limited to 3 minutes with early foul trouble, but making his presence felt here in this second half.
Here's what's nice. They can post him up against guys that aren't quite as big. And
that's right.
He can use that solid body size, as he did there, to attack.
Well, he's 6'5", going on the 6-foot even Quincy Smith. A mismatch.
Yeah.
Tigers by 6, 11 minutes, 18 seconds to play. Stan Hardinger having a big night, left that short, and the Tigers come away with it.
Good help from Wes Clark. I know he's only 6 feet, but Stan Hardinger had to go over him, and he got caught off balance.
How about Stan Hardinger? 18 points in 19 minutes played.
Productive?
7 of 8 shooting. That's production and efficiency, huh?
Well, a high screen and roll for Jabari.
Brown found Criswell down low. Tigers will take that.
We've not seen Jabari Brown with the ball on high screen and rolls very often. That time he came off, and again, the danger to shoot it, they got to pick him up.
Inside Stan Hardinger again. He's got 20. Clarkson lost it, but a foul called. Quincy Smith.
Fouls on Rainbow Warriors number 42, Isaac Fotu. That foul is his second.
We said he'd be pretty good at the start of the show, huh?
He's nimble, isn't he?
He's very good.
Really is.
And look at this pass. And the pass is good, but Criswell, what he did, he walked his guy up the lane. He walked his defender who was fronting him, so there's more room for the offensive player, that time Jabari Brown, to put it over the top.
Tony, by the way, 7 points and 6 rebounds in his 13 minutes off the bench. Here's Ernest Ross replacing Tony Criswell, who has really given his team a lift in his season debut.
Jordan Clarkson's first free throw of the night, knocked it in. You see his 7 points, only 3 minutes in the first half due to the foul trouble.
Clarkson on the preseason Cousy Award watch list for the top collegiate point guard, named after the former great Bob Cousy. Rossberg returning for Missouri. Ryan made the start for the 3rd consecutive game. 69-61. Tigers led by 10 in the first half, and then Hawaii went on a 16-2 spurt to take a 4-point lead and eventually a 1-point lead at the break. But now Missouri with the upper hand as Hawaii tries to hang around. And Fotu, one of their key players, is pushed from behind by Rossberg.
Well, here's where the game is really tough. You got a guy in the post, and I don't care what size guys are in the post, they're going to do, they're going to call that, see that little forearm in the back?
That's tough.
If you can't do that, you're not playing basketball.
Nope.
I mean, that's the thing.
Garrett Neville's little guy, the guard, gets inside for a basket, and Hawaii just will not go away here in Kansas City. 69-63 midway through our second half.
Tigers get it to 6 and then to 8. If they could get a few stops, you get it to 10 or more. But Hawaii is hanging around and playing well on the offensive end.
Clarkson denied inside by Stan Hardinger. Here come the Rainbow Warriors. Neville's too strong. Fotu follows, and Rossberg yanks it down.
Tough shot for Neville's. Anytime a shooter comes full speed straight on to stop and shoot it, it's tough. You'd rather be moving a little bit sideways. That way you can kind of plant an inside foot first.
Clarkson got a screen from Rossberg to the basket. We saw that Tuesday night, time and again, John.
Yeah, right at the rim. We saw that in the first half before he went out. Finished to the rim.
Schamberger didn't get it. Saves it into Fotu. Isaac Fotu across court. Smith inside. Stan Hardinger backing in on Rosberg. Give him 2 more.
2 points, switcher, Stan Hardinger.
71-65 Missouri as we wind our way under 9 minutes to go.
Clarkson will like that matchup.
He took advantage of it, didn't he, against the bigger foe, too. Got him off the dribble.
Every guard likes to be it when a big guy switches to him. You got to make them move their feet. You feel you can take them at any angle.
For 2 with Rosberg guarding him.
You saw Rosberg with his hands up that time.
Quincy Smith up strong, put it up too strong. And a foul called against Hawaii.
Stan Hardinger be his 4th.
Fouls number 34, Christian Stan Hardinger. That foul is his 4th.
So that's a big call in this game as Stan Hardinger will exit with 20 points and 4 rebounds and his 4th personal foul and still 8.5 to play.
A hard game for big guys to play.
Yes, at this
the way
pace.
The whistles are going.
Right.
I mean, really is the way if you can't guard with a forearm a little bit, because that's how you defend inside, or they'll mow you over. If you can't push it, they're all used to pushing each other.
And this will be incumbent on the coaches, won't it, to really teach these guys they've got to play differently.
And slowly but surely players will learn it, and it will be beneficial.
That might learn the hard way.
It'll be a tough couple months for a lot of guys, I'll tell you that. Matchup zone defense now. Expect Clarkson to start looking at the rim. Obviously, Ross can deliver from the outside. Jabari Brown is out of there. Wes Clark has knocked in 3s.
Ross, sloppy effort there for Rosberg. Schamberger at the other end, and that gets away from Hawaii. And here's Jordan Clarkson. Now Wesley Clark on the move. Dropped it down for Rosberg, who hammers it home.
Well, what a pass.
Missouri's lead back out to 10, a lead it once enjoyed in the first half. These Tiger fans in Kansas City making some noise, and a foul called as Smith was knocked to the hardwood.
And if you're Gib Arnold, how long does Stan Hardinger stay out, even with 4 fouls? You can't let this game get out of the track, and he's the one that's kept it close.
He's surprised we don't see him quickly after this timeout. Missouri by 10 off a very nice assist from Wes Clark. Missouri 75 and Hawaii 65, 7.5 to go. And Jordan Clarkson, limited to 3 minutes in the first half, has come on strong in the second.
Solid play, has been able to score. He's been able to run the show from the point position to break down this Hawaii defense and really just attack the rim. Hasn't had to rely on really many jump shots.
12 points, 3 rebounds for Clarkson in 15 minutes. And a reminder of our upcoming Mizzou Television Network games. The next 2 Tiger games you'll see right here. Mizzou and Gardner-Webb on Saturday. It's a 2:30 start, so you can enjoy the Mizzou football game at 6:45 that night at Ole Miss. And then IUPUI a week from Monday. And then we'll take a break for our telecast for a while and ring in the new year with the Long Beach State 49ers rolling into Mizzou Arena. And again, that Long Beach State team is from the same Big West Conference to which this Hawaii ball club belongs.
A good league, good strong conference, as we're seeing with this Hawaii team tonight.
Well, you mentioned they've got some experience, Hawaii, and that goes a long way in the college game anymore, doesn't it?
It really does.
Comes away with it. Jabari Brown, 360. Didn't get it, but somebody got him.
Attack mode from one end to the other.
Jabari Brown to the line for the Missouri Tigers. Shoot 2.
Well, he was aggressive to the basket, and I believe they called the foul on Fotu inside. It was either him or Zidis.
Well, Fotu was just trying to get out of the way.
That was my thought, but it looked like they signaled 42. And speaking of foul trouble, Stan Hardinger still sitting out with his 4 personal fouls. His team down 10 and 7:15 to play. Jabari with that first free throw attempt. He'll look to make this one and give himself an even 20 points. Couldn't do it. Battle for the rebound, though. Jabari after it and saves it to Criswell. How about that? Good hustle. Yep.
Well, frustration hustle.
I was going to say frustration hustle, but at least frustration hustle.
Not happy about the free throws when you're a shooter. Here's the zone with the big guy out front, and Missouri handled it so easily the first half. They would just break the top guy down off the dribble and got anything against the back end of that zone.
I think Clarkson will give it a try. There he goes. Jordan. Oh, Rosidis recovers to block the shot.
And that's why the big guy's at the top of the zone.
Long wingspan. Neville's out for Schamberger. The San Jose State transfer could not connect, but gets his long rebound. On the baseline, he'll find Brandon Spearman, and he just has not quite found the range Spearman has in his first game after an ankle injury. Brown will take it the distance and miss it, and here comes Hawaii.
And numbers for Hawaii, see if they can get a bucket.
Schamberger in traffic, no. Got his rebound again, missed that. Criswell rips it away and hangs on.
And now with the pace, do you wonder, are there guys tired? Yes. As Wes Clark pulls it back.
And we see Criswell breathing heavily, specifically in his first full game.
And you can see 3 or 4 of the Hawaii players grabbing their shorts, bending over in this zone. Tiger players look tired too, though. Brown, Clarkson, not any movement so far on the offensive end.
Here's Clarkson with a screen from Rossberg. He'll leave it out wide. That's the freshman Clark. Give him 3.
Nice play by Clarkson. Break the zone defense down, get in the middle of the lane. Spot up by the freshman Clark.
He's now got 5 points with his career-high 5 assists. Deep 3 from Neville's is right there, and a timeout, Hawaii.
So we talk about just making a zone move, making them shift, making them guys spot. And what you want to do is then find your open guys. And Hawaii has not shot the 3 ball very well this second half. That's only their second 3 in this second half. Remember how they shot it well early. That's a big answer. They're down 13. Step right up to make it still a 10-point ball game.
They might want to get Garrett Neville some more 3-point shots. He's 12 of 19 on the season through 4 games. And John, at Price Chopper, you don't need any fancy moves to score great deals. With our Chopper Shopper Rewards card, you can save money on groceries, gas, and tickets to great Kansas City events like this. Enjoy the game. And it has been entertaining. A lot of points. 78 for Missouri, 68 for Hawaii, and back in the Sprint Center. Beautiful building, isn't it, here in downtown Kansas City?
Really
Power and Light District really revitalized this area.
A lot of fun, great area. Great fans before the game. We talked about the football team being here. James Franklin spoke at halftime.
Did a nice job addressing the crowd.
Is it me, or do I think Jordan Clarkson looks kind of similar?
I see where you're going with
I mean,
that.
they look.
There's a little bit of a
look like,
resemblance there.
You know, twin sons of different mothers or something. I mean, they kind of look alike, and their demeanor's the same.
Yeah, that's true too. For leaders, you know, quiet leaders, if you will, both quarterbacks of their respective teams.
A quiet, but a confidence to their quiet. I mean, the guys can be quiet, but there's a confidence to them. And when James Franklin took the mic at halftime, it was impressive. You know what I mean? I mean, he has fun. But I keep watching Clarkson and going,
you know, personality, that's a very good comparison. And two
just an
guys
observation
who will be key figures in Mizzou sports here these next few months. My goodness.
I guarantee James is a little bit anxious for next week's game at Ole Miss. Yeah.
He'll be the starter, says Coach Gary Pinkel, as the Tigers visit Ole Miss. Neville's missed that one from downtown, but Criswell's out of bounds. And Hawaii keeps it still very much alive here within 10 and 4:42 to go.
Again, this is, if you're Mizzou, you buckle down. You get a couple stops, then a couple buckets. You really stretch this game to where now you're playing on house money, but if you let it stay close within 10, it's different.
Stan Harninger, as you saw, back in the game. They couldn't wait any longer, and he missed that shot. And now a foul will take us to the other end of the floor. That was on Spearman, his first, but 6 on the Rainbow Warriors. So one more until the Tigers get to the line.
Mentioned it early, Missouri 59% from the free throw line coming into tonight, and I thought not a big deal because they will clear that up, but tonight only 57%.
It certainly enabled Hawaii to hang around here as Williams, the tall freshman, asks for help, understandably, in the backcourt. Didn't really get much, though, as he'll dribble across himself and then lose the basketball. Well, he was motioning to his teammates to come help him in the backcourt. Here's Schamberger, turned away by Brown. Now Stan Harninger will get it way out front to Garrett Nevels. Bounced it off his foot, but can gather it again. Schamberger has been aggressive, and he gets a bucket there. Wesley Clark for J3. Didn't get it, but he was fouled. Wesley Clark making things happen for the Missouri Tigers as we head to a break. 3:59 to go. Missouri trying to hold off Hawaii. Mizzou basketball is brought to you by Price Chopper. The only thing as impressive as these hot hoops are the savings you'll score every day at Price Chopper. CenturyLink Prism, see TV in a whole new light. Pizza Hut, get game time going with Pizza Hut's new 3-cheese stuffed crust pizza. Pizza Hut, make it great. By the Kansas City Convention and Visitor Association. Mizzou fans, explore, visit KC.com to find more fun things to do after the game. And by Bud Light, it's the sure sign of a good time. Here we go. Welcome back, everyone, inside the Sprint Center, downtown Kansas City. Chris Gervino and John Sunvold with you. Missouri leading Hawaii 78-70, 3:59 to go. And at the line, the Tiger freshman, Jonathan Williams. 7 points, 8 rebounds so far, and a block shot. And the free throw struggles continue for the Tigers, now 10 of 19 at the line. 10 Tigers have played tonight. 9 of them have scored. Only Stefan Jankovic, who played less than a minute, has not gotten the point. But 9 other Tigers have contributed to this lead. Williams unable to help out there.
J3 now 1 of 4 from the foul line.
You see the points in the paint for Missouri. The Tigers, by the way, still shooting 57% from the field. Hawaii at 39%. Nevels floats it up off the rim, and Wes Clark takes it down, and no need for Missouri to hurry now. Tiger faithful here in KC start the M-I-Z-Z-O-U cheer late in this ball game.
A solid possession here. Run some clock, get a good set play, get a good looking shot, or get fouled.
Coach Gib Arnold wants a 5-second count against Clarkson, but they say there's space between him and Nevels, the defender. Clarkson throws it up, no. Criswell, yes! What a game he's had, his season debut, John. 11 points and 9 rebounds off the bench, Tony Criswell.
Here's where he's been valuable on this defense.
Yes, against Fotu.
Good help by Clarkson. Ball went on the ground by Fotu to bounce it. Clarkson knocks it away, turnover. Again, run clock. Get a good look.
And head home 3-0. That's the Tiger goal here late. Up 10, 2:42 to play.
Missouri's been more solid on the defensive end. They've not put Hawaii on the free throw line, where Hawaii kind of made their move in that first half.
Clarkson, bounce for Criswell off his hip, and look out, the referee almost bowled over inadvertently by the Tigers. But it'll go out of play to the Rainbow Warriors. Rossberg back in for Jonathan Williams III, but what a lift from Tony Criswell here tonight.
Well, on the Tiger coaching staff, this is what they want Tony to do. Be physical, be tough, be aggressive, finish plays.
That's his game, isn't it? Strength and force inside. Schamberger scores, and he's fouled.
That's what he's doing for the Missouri Schummer. That foul was on the Tigers over 44 line.
You got Rossberg for the foul, John.
Well, when you get beat off the dribble, it puts so much pressure on those backside guys. And again, I'm not going to say it's a rule change, but how aggressive can a big guy be defensively?
It makes it tougher.
So we go back and say, guys out front, you can't get beat off the dribble. You can't let them go by you.
And you see the free throw disparity. Advantage Hawaii with their marksmanship from the line tonight.
Remember, the first half, Hawaii made 16 of those, 16 out of 18. So that's only the second free throw they've made second half.
Right.
So Missouri's done a better job.
Missouri just went over the limit with its 7th foul. Now the Tigers take time. And again, this is just a 2-possession game. Still more than 2 to play at 80-73, actually. It's a 7-point lead. We had 74 for a moment, and I was fooled. But a 7-point game. But still, Hawaii with its shooting ability. Nevels out front, and the guys available inside. Stan Hardiger, Fotu, very much within striking range.
And I think Tim Fuller tells his guys, especially the guards out front, stay in front of your guy.
Yes.
Make them make a jump shot with a hand in their face. Don't let them go by you, because where Hawaii made the run in the last 3 minutes first half is at the free throw line. Keep them off the foul line, make them make jump shots. If they make them, they make them. But don't get beat off the dribble.
Well, they just announced the attendance here tonight. As we thought, a very nice crowd, 13,681. 13,681 here at the Sprint Center in Kansas City tonight. Tigers will be off for a week. Again, they'll play next Saturday night back home at Mizzou Arena against Gardner-Webb, and then a quick turnaround, a Monday night game following that one against IUPUI. So here we go. Clarkson inbounds to Brown, and the ball right back into Jordan Clarkson's hands.
Tigers have a number of ball handlers.
Shot clock did not start. Finally did late. Just one tick came off it from 35 to 34, and Hawaii's coaching staff making the officials well aware of that.
Now they can go look and
reset it.
Count it down.
Give Arnold, the Hawaii coach, telling Ernest Ross, was that your uncle working the shot clock there? Well, close enough to hear. That was good. Gave him a slap on the back as well as he said it in jest with a big smile on his face. I like it.
Well, the thing was, there they go. They're moving. Should be one more. I thought it was a 2:19 when it started. They didn't start the game clock either.
Okay.
So, I mean, it only ran off 2 seconds.
Yep.
And the shot clock.
Because, you know,
I thought it was 2:19. I may be wrong, so it'd be 4. Yep. So one more on the shot clock.
Get these clocks in sync. Here's the replay.
So there's 2:19. So it's got to be, I mean, so the shot clock stopped. Well, the game clock stopped. So.
Because by the time they blew the whistle, that was a good 7 or 8. I mean, Missouri's working to get the ball across midcourt.
We should be at maybe 2:10.
I would say right about 2:10, 2:11 maybe. Mike Nance and his crew will figure it out. Nance there with the headset on. Very good official. One of the top in the SEC. He'll work a lot of big ball games this season.
They've got a stopwatch on it now, and they're going to put a stop clock on it and see where it is. And then they'll tell us.
That's right.
Because I didn't.
That's right. We like to guess, though. It never will stop us from guessing. I'm going to guess 2:11. What do you think? That would be 29 on the shot clock.
Good guess.
I like it. They're going to get a few different looks. Make sure they double-check themselves.
I'll go back to my 2:10 till now.
And we really are just guessing. Why? Because we have microphones on. We are not timing this ourselves with a watch. Well, it's been an entertaining game, hasn't it, John? Again, I think the coaches, especially Missouri, like a little stronger defensive game all the way through. This is kind of how Hawaii plays up and down, but it's been entertaining. Oh, 2:12. I was off by 1, but you're off by 2.
They better redo it again.
I think we're good to go. Gib Arnold, his team trailing still with a smile on his face, and now gets his guys ready to go defensively, clapping his hands and urging them on.
They're still under 10, so they can still be solid without fouling.
Tigers got to get it across here. They want 10 seconds.
Well, but they don't have that rule. NBA, that's the rule.
And the Tigers get a dunk at the other end. You're saying the NBA is when you have to continue from where it was left off, but not in college. And the Hawaii coaches,
which I think they should.
You like that?
I think. Oh yeah, it rewards the defense.
Sure it does. But as you mentioned, suddenly the game's going offensive with the rule changes this year, and a foul called against Tony Criswell. His 4th.
He had a big smile because it's hard for him to play.
Yep.
Look at the ball movement against the press. Tony Criswell with the assist.
How about that?
And Dr. Duncanstein on the other end, huh? It's his 2nd or 3rd dunk tonight.
Hey, you know, Ryan Rosberg sometimes might get lost in the shuffle. He's got 9 points and 6 rebounds.
He's so solid.
Career high. Yep. I mean, he's really, again, 3rd straight start and strong defensive player. He is a factor in these Tiger wins.
Blue collar does all the work inside. Here comes a pressure again. Resulted in a dunk for Missouri in the last possession. We'll see if it happens.
82-74 Tigers, 1:49 left. Missouri down 1 at the break, but jumped ahead quickly in the second half and has held on with Hawaii still in the neighborhood. Clarkson just does get it across again. That pressure has bothered Missouri, and now a timeout. Jordan Clarkson.
Missouri's got good size out front. Clarkson, Brown, both guys can handle the ball, can do it. Ross, 3 big guard perimeter players. They can all handle it. Physical enough not to be bothered by little slaps, even though nowadays a little slap will be a free throw.
Well, John, it's time to recognize our player of the game tonight for the Missouri Tigers, and we recognize Jabari Brown, young man from Oakland, California. Pretty solid ball game.
Yeah,
huh?
pretty good numbers. Delivered when he had to, made shots. I like the fact that he took the ball to the rim like this particular play. We know he can shoot the ball. We know he can knock in shots from deep. The only mark that's happened is that foul line. Not been able to deliver so far.
Jabari Brown, our AT&T player of the game, came in averaging 18 points. He has improved on that by a point with his performance tonight, currently at 19. And really the lone returning starter when you think about it on this Missouri team, and second team preseason all-SEC conference pick. Ross double team.
Good step there. Good step there.
Jabari, left hand. It does not go, but he'll have a pair of free throws.
Strong step through by Ross when you're double team. Step through. The defender's easy. Now it's a 2-on-1 play. And Jabari Brown, if there's a chance to make a pass that might not get there, take it yourself. The contact, he thought he was going to finish it.
And while Brown is at the line, just as you mentioned, a struggling player at the line this season, does connect that one, but why won't you foul if you're Hawaii at this point? You have a chance. You know, Missouri struggles here.
Yep. Ryan Rosberg, he replaces number 1, Wes Clark.
Rosberg in, Clark out for Missouri. Brown hits them both. The Tiger lead back out to 10. 84-74. That's a season high 21 points for Jabari. Brandon Spearman right through the defense. Then Rosberg tied him up, but not well enough. That basket will count.
Foul the Tigers number 44, Ryan Rosberg. That is his 4th personal foul. The team's
and give Hawaii credit. They keep attacking.
Strong.
And if you're Rosberg, if you're going to grab him so the ball doesn't get up in the air.
Spearman to the line for the Rainbow Warriors. He'll shoot 1.
So Rosberg leaves with his 4th foul. Clark returns. Little offense-defense there. But Brandon Spearman, we mentioned, captain of this ball club, first game, missed the first 3 with an ankle injury. He's been good, strong leader for this ball club from Chicago.
Yeah, I understand the rules, about the fouls, but that doesn't mean you can't have a hard foul.
No. Yeah, the foul's a foul, right?
Yeah, I mean,
one.
If I'm a big guy, I'm going to, especially early in the games, I mean, they're calling the touch fouls, but you don't necessarily let smaller players, guards, drive and finish at the rim. They might do it first time.
I hear you. I know what you're saying. Jabari right back to the line, popped in his last couple attempts just a moment ago.
And I'm saying that from a guy that received.
I was going to say,
gave them. I mean, but that just
probably know all too well.
Well, once you go there once and finish one, the next time you might get hit. But I think the players are trying to figure out what kind of touch and what kind not touch and everything. Especially the big guys. It seems to be bothering the big guys more so than the guards out front. We haven't had as many touch fouls out front as we have in the first 2 games.
Yeah, that's right. Brown hits 2 more. 86-76 Tigers, and now a timeout for Hawaii as Coach Gib Arnold will get his group together and try to rally the troops in the final 70 seconds of play.
Keep stretching this game out. They've been aggressive attacking, trying to get the foul line, and then trying to foul Missouri on the other end. So,
as John mentioned, this is a one-and-done trip, if you will, for Hawaii. They came all the way into the mainland to Missouri. We'll play this one game, head back out of here, back to Hawaii, play Hawaii Hilo this weekend. So the Tigers, of course, a much shorter trip home, 2 hours east on I-70. Will get ready for a game of their own at home against Gardner-Webb Saturday afternoon, 2:30. Again, that's a newer starting time than the original listing of 4:30. It's earlier, folks, 2:30 now, so you got some time to get home and enjoy Tiger football.
And Tiger football kickoff is at what time?
6:45.
All righty.
Yes, not 6:30, not 7, 6:45. Against the Ole Miss Rebels down in Oxford Saturday nights.
Hotty toddy.
Yeah, that's right.
The Grove will be rolling, huh?
You've been there before, yes. All right, Tigers by 10. Hawaii with the ball, 1:10 to go. Nevels is their top shooter. Ross knows that. He's way out front guarding him. Here's Schamberger now. Drives down left side. Got it up and in. Schamberger with 10, and the Rainbow Warriors within 8. Clark fouled in the backcourts.
Fouls on Hawaii, number 0, Keith Schamberger.
Wesley Clark came into this game just 1 of 4 at the line, so the youngster will be tested.
Wes Clark to the foul line for the Missouri Tigers. Will shoot 2.
He is in the double bonus, though, so 2 free throws, not the 1-and-1 variety for the Tiger freshman from Detroit. Clark hands his first free throw.
Was 1 of 4 coming into this game from the foul line. Knocks in his first one. Looks comfortable there.
Mentioned earlier the 5 assists, a high total in his young Tiger career, which now spans a mere 3 games. It's 2 big free throws there, folks, and it's a 10-point Tiger lead, under a minute to go. Schamberger in the lane, high arcing shot didn't go, and Ernest Ross up high for the rebound, and he is hit and took a shot right in the nose, I believe. And that's tough, isn't it? Because then your eyes get watery, and now you got to go focus and fire from the free throw line.
He'll be all right.
Well, he's a tough guy. I mean, I don't have a whole lot of sympathy. He can take care of himself.
I'm probably sure he's not going to let someone else shoot free throws.
No. Look out here. Ouch. So Ross at the stripe, former Auburn Tiger, and we understand Auburn had a huge football victory on a crazy play late to beat Georgia. And Missouri, if South Carolina wins tonight in football, the Missouri Tigers, probably as many say it should be, will have to win the last 2 games, take business into their own hands at Ole Miss and home versus Johnny Manziel and Texas A&M Thanksgiving weekend.
That's how you want it, though.
They've been pretty good so far.
They're 9-1, confident, playing well. Go down to Ole Miss, get a win, come back home, get a win.
Every win by 15 or more points. There's a 2-point basket for Garrett Nevels. And again, Hawaii get it sit back within 10 at 90-80. But will there be enough time? Only 39.9 seconds left for the Rainbow Warriors.
Well, with that timeout, Gib Arnold is saying we're not done yet.
Nope.
So they're going to try to steal that inbounds pass. If not, they're going to foul right away. Keep stretching this game.
Hawaii in danger of losing back-to-back games, coming off a loss to New Mexico State, 95-88. So the Rainbow Warriors, if they don't stage a furious last-minute comeback, will drop to 2-2. Missouri, meanwhile, about to go, it appears, to 3-0. But it will be fun to watch, as I know you and I will from afar, this Hawaii team from a distance in the Big West. It's always interesting to see, Mizzou non-conference opponents, I think, early in the season, how they fare in their respective league as time goes by. And I thought Tim Fuller said it well. This is the type of team you may end up running into in an NCAA tournament.
Exactly right. This is the type of team that you're going to play. There are these teams all over the country, and if you don't play them, and some years you don't play enough of these games, these are the kind of guys you find out. And as you said, when you do games for the Missouri Network and you watch teams come in, you have a tendency to watch them the rest of the season. You kind of keep an eye out. Well, I wonder how the Hawaii team's doing. Because watching this team, they're pretty good. I mean, they've got a lot of good pieces.
Size, skill.
It's November.
Shooters.
They have shooters. They're veterans. And I'm sure the coaching staff, they like the pace of play. They like how they score. They know they have to solidify it on that defensive end. They've not guarded the rim very well.
Here's one of the leaders, senior captains, Christian Standhardinger, who certainly can play, as he's had a very nice performance tonight. 22 points to lead the Rainbow Warriors.
A preseason first conference pick.
Understandably so. And Clarkson for Missouri has given a nice account of himself in the second half. Had those 2 quick fouls first 3 minutes of the game. But now here he is for Missouri with a total of 13 points. Smith lost it for Hawaii. Back the other way comes Wes Clark. Tigers do not have to shoot. The shot clock is off. And Missouri may very well run out the clock, but not so easily because Stan Hardinger grabs him for his 5th foul.
Yeah, frustration. It happens. It's athletics, right? You play to win.
Well, he's a competitor.
Yeah, he is.
We've learned that about him tonight.
He's had a solid ball game. He's going to have a really terrific season.
Aaron Valdez will replace Stan Hardinger in the Hawaii lineup. Good test for Missouri tonight. The Tigers will win. And, I think kudos to the Missouri coaching staff, Frank Kathan, guys. They're playing some people. Non-conference this year, West Virginia, UCLA will visit Mizzou Arena. The Tigers travel to North Carolina State. They have the annual game with Illinois, which will be here before we know it in December, about a month away. So a tougher non-conference schedule that theoretically should certainly help by the end of the year.
Well, interesting games.
Yes.
West Virginia, Bob Huggins, they're reloading. UCLA starting over, Steve Alford. But they have Jordan Adams, a sophomore. Kyle Anderson, remember him. Steve Alford's son, Bryce Alford, is a freshman. And a terrific shooter, they say. One of the great shooters. Illinois kind of starting over a little bit, right?
Yeah. And that West Virginia and UCLA back-to-back set of games. Those 2 games in 3 days. December 5th, a Thursday night with West Virginia. The 7th, a Saturday, 11:30 a.m. start for UCLA at Mizzou Arena.
But I like that. I like that kind of competition.
Kind of like tournament play.
Missouri should be playing those teams on a consistent basis.
Quincy Smith lost the handle, got it again, bounced it off his teammates' hands and out of bounds. And Missouri will have it back with 10.5 seconds to go. The Tigers on their way to win number 3.
Solid win. Good performance. Offensively outstanding. Good time to come to Kansas City and get a win.
Well, John, Missouri prevails 92-80. We will have a post-game interview with you coming up after the break. Tim Fuller, isn't that nice? Gets a big congratulatory hug from Han Haith, who is here cheering on her favorite college basketball team, the Missouri Tigers, normally, of course, led by head coach Frank Haith. Missouri wins it. Stay with us, folks. We're back to Kansas City with some post-game comments next as the Tigers prevail 92-80 over the Hawaii Rainbow Warriors. You here momentarily as John Sungold is gathering Coach Tim Fuller for the post-game interview. So we'll put the break off for just a moment as John gets ready with Coach Fuller. 92-80 the final. Again, the Tigers win and improve to 3-0. Hawaii drops to 2-2, and I think we're about set now for John and Coach Fuller. John, take it away.
Coach, I thought, first of all, at the end of the first half, you said we got to keep him off the foul line, and you guys did that second half.
No question. A big part of it was not having Jordan Clarkson in the game in the first half. Obviously, as I said, he's unguardable for us. So once we were able to keep him on the floor, it kept us in a good offensive pace, and then it let us rest a little bit and then coming out and guard.
This is a good game for you guys, though. Hawaii's a good team. Very good offensively. They played you well, but I think a good challenge, especially in the middle of November for you.
No, my hat goes off to Hawaii. I think they would finish in one of the top half of the SEC. They're a very good team with a great front court. I was so proud of our front court tonight for accepting the challenge. So many people have been down on them, but we just kept building their confidence, and they played great tonight.
Tony Criswell finally got some minutes, and he was really big.
Huge. Tony Criswell, Ryan Rosberg, and Keanu Post. They did a great job.
Outstanding win. We'll see you next time.
Thanks so much, John.
Okay, John, thank you very much. Congratulations to Coach Tim Fuller. How about Jabari Brown there standing alongside Mr. Sunvold?
Jabari, good trip to come to Kansas City and get a win against a pretty good Hawaii team.
Yeah, definitely. They played hard. We played hard, too, so I'm glad we were able to get the win.
Your big guys inside. We've talked a lot about your guards.
Yeah.
You guys can play outside. Your big guys showed up pretty good tonight.
Yeah, definitely. We've been telling them, y'all game going to come. Just keep working on y'all game. We're going to hit y'all. Y'all going to make plays, and they did that.
Solid win. Have a safe trip back to Columbia.
Thank you. And Coach Haith, man, this one's for you. We can't wait to get you back.
All right. There you go, Coach Haith, right from your players. Jabari Brown and the Tigers get a win for the black and gold tonight. 92-80. Mizzou victorious over Hawaii. We're back to the Sprint Center with final words after this. Back in downtown Kansas City, the Missouri Tigers victorious over Hawaii 92-80. Competitive ball game here at the Sprint Center. The Tigers actually trailed by a point before really taking control in the second half. Chris Trevino and John Sunvold, thanks for coming back with us. John, Tigers are now 3-0. Just your final thoughts on this game and how Missouri is so far this season.
Well, I think every team you want growth at some point. So game 3, this was better than they've played so far. I thought their offense was good. We know their offense is going to be good.
Yes.
Defensively, I thought they were better the second half. Didn't put Hawaii on the foul line. And Coach Fuller said it best. The big guys showed up tonight, played solid across the board. Everybody that came in contributed. So good to see everybody get good minutes. You kind of can see what this team is forming to be. Solid on the outside. We get some contribution on the inside. Pretty good. And defensively, they'll just keep getting better.
Always a pleasure, my friend.
It's been fun. It was fun.
Okay, we'll see you. We'll be back with you folks the next few weeks on our future Tiger telecast. Missouri wins it 92-80. 10 Tigers played, 9 Tigers scored, led by Jabari Brown and his game-high 23 points. Mizzou next up against Gardner-Webb Saturday. The Tigers are 3-0 heading into that game. Now for John Sunvold, our entire Mizzou Television Network crew, this is Chris Trevino wishing you a good night from the Sprint Center in Kansas City.